There's a spring in the mountain and it flows down to the town.
From NPR Music and West Virginia Public Broadcasting, with support provided by Bailey Glasser and by the West Virginia Department of Tourism. Welcome to another Mountain Stage with your host, Kathy Mattea.
There's a song in my heart, just a simple little tune, but the rhythm and the melody won't leave me alone. Around the world it's just a simple song. This world is turning round, a simple song. Thank you. Oh, thanks so much. Hello, and welcome once again to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. I'm Kathy Mattea, and today is the second of a 2-week celebration for our 40th anniversary. We're here at our home, where this show was started in 1983, the Culture Center Theater on the Capitol grounds in Charleston, West Virginia, and we're so glad to have you here with us. As we like to do on our anniversary shows, we'll hear from some of our favorite guests and a few fresh voices as well. In our next hour, a man is joining us for the 15th time since 1989. James McMurtry has come up from Austin for the show. Also, they're like family to us here at Mountain Stage, but together they are actual family, mother and daughter duo Suzzy Roche and Lucy Wainwright Roche. Yes. And another pair of songwriters who are like family to us, Cheryl Wheeler and Kenny White, are here. Yet another duo, Irish music specialists living in North Carolina. He's been coming to see us on Mountain Stage for many years now, and he's brought a wonderful button accordion player. John Doyle and Mick McAuley are both here. And this hour, we'll also hear from a man whose family tree is well known, and he's an apple resting really close to that tree. We're happy to welcome for the first time to Mountain Stage, Tommy Prine. But we want to start this episode in a special way. Every week on Mountain Stage, you hear us say, without our listeners, there'd be no Mountain Stage. And you out there listening have helped us get to this landmark 40th season, and we thank you so much. But without this man, there really would be no Mountain Stage, and we will never forget that. So we wanted to welcome our co-founder, artistic director, and the man who hosted Mountain Stage for 38 years and more than 900 episodes. Please welcome Larry Gross back to this stage.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity to kick off this show. Thank you. Thank you all for coming out to the Culture Center today and being with us in person. And thank you listening there on the radio, wherever you are. When Francis Fisher and Andy Ridenauer and I started this show, we had no idea it would last 40 years. I don't think anybody could have predicted that. There have been a lot of folks along the way that made it possible. Our production crew, of course, and our band, both past and present, West Virginia Public Broadcasting, National Public Radio, and all the stations who have brought us to you over the years, and our underwriters and donors, large and small. But regardless of their work, without you coming to the auditorium and without you listening there on the radio, there would not have been a Mountain Stage, and as we always say, we'll never forget that. When we do these anniversary shows, Kathy told you who's on this one, we do try to do kind of what the show does in general. We like to have old friends whose talent we admire. We got plenty of those on today. We like to have new people who've never been on the show, even though it's a special show. We have that today. We like to have people from far away and people from close. And we have all of that stuff on today's show. So let me introduce a man who fits two of those categories. He's an old friend. He first appeared on Mountain Stage back in 1984 as a storyteller, and he's from up in Wheeling, West Virginia. He's written 8 books of poetry, and he's been the poet laureate of West Virginia for 11 years. His latest book I have here in my hand is just out, called Following the Silence. He has written a poem especially for this occasion, and now he's going to read it to you. Please welcome back to the Mountain Stage, Mr. Mark Harshman.
Good evening. It's great to be here. Thank you, Larry, Kathy, Adam, Jeff, Richie. I could go on and on. You just heard Julie and Kathy sing those words from Larry's song, The World is Turning Around, a simple song, and I'm going to let that start the poem. With music and song, Mountain Stage goes on, but before that, way back, before you and I, before radio, before, was it a bird chirp in a sycamore, a mother's lullaby beside a newborn's crib, a blue-collar work song from the fields, a happy child's whistle in a garden of sunflowers? Or was it just magic in the mind of a Mozart, a Bessie Smith, a Coltrane, or West Virginia's own Eleanor Steber, Hazel Dickens, or Melvin Wine? And this Mountain Stage, how did this begin? For sure, there was Andy, Francis, and Larry, an idea to be chased, made real, and loved. Songs and bands, poems and stories, music of all kinds for every kind one of us who loves the same. And how does it begin? The nuts and bolts of it? Crew call, check. Load in, check. Green room with plenty of snacks, check. The instruments ready? Check. Lights? Check. Sound? Check. Now, bring down the house lights. Lift the curtains. Up with the scrim, and one last sip of what gets you here. Coffee, tea, soda, something a little more. Check, 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 check. Well then, open the doors. The table is spread. Our Mountain Stage is set. From NPR Music, live performance radio from rosin up your bow. Tune up every fiddle in the house. Play it sweet, play it fast. Let it last till the cows come home. Let the groundhogs whistle however they will. And listen, even now I hear that wascally rabbit shouting, on with the show, this is it. Larry once said this show was somewhere halfway between the bar and the church. And so the music and words arrive with a roar and a whisper, all aimed for the heart, our hearts. So this stage is the Mountain Stage. Montanae semper liberi, always freewheeling, free-spirited, even a free-for-all sometimes. Not to mention guilt-free for most of us. From all across Appalachia to Fairbanks, Alaska, from New York City to Bristol, Tennessee, from Winnipeg to Glasgow, from this Norman L. Fagan Theater at the Culture Center, our home in Charleston, WVA, to the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., indoors, outdoors, from old-time music halls to an NCAA football stadium, from the shores of Lake Superior in Ontario to the humbler shores of the Ohio and Kanawha rivers. All the folks in the know Mountain Stage is the place to go on a Saturday or a Sunday or any day or night your brain needs tuned to airwaves that can burn away all the bad karma, burn clear to the words and music that feed our souls. And what have we heard? We've heard it all, from old time to hip hop, from Tex-Mex to jazz, from blues to Zydeco, from Cajun to bluegrass, from folk to rock and roll, from classical to klezmer to alt, well, alt everything you can imagine and more. And how with banjo and dulcimer, bass and drums, electric, acoustic, with the griots, cora, with a fiddle and a violin, and with more than one guitar machine that kills fascists, as proclaimed Woody Guthrie. And voices, oh, all the voices, storytelling, singing, wailing, moaning, crooning, seductively, soothingly, and even poetry. My. And all this, my friends, is how we raise the roof high. Barn roof, house roof, this roof. With all we've got, we'll go on to lift the best in all of us, our humanity, our diversity, our beauty, and our strength. Songs to bury the cliches and stereotypes of cracker and hillbilly, to bury the negative distinctions of race and class, that we might lift every rainbow color high with pride and singing. And thinking of pride, we've been censored. How about that? 40 years on, and another 40 to come. Times infinity, I say. So, my friends, lift your glasses, lift your pints, make it strong, make it black, make it whiskey before breakfast, white lightning at midnight, and no regrets. Stomp your feet, don't look back, and please, please, let your applause thunder and roar. Let it echo through these mountains from this very stage 40 years on. And now may it continue on from this our mountain stage, your mountain stage. So, on with the show. Play it sweet, my friends. Play it fast and let it last and last. And may the cows never, ever come home. Let them jump that moon. And may we spread our wings and fly with this music lifting us higher and higher and higher. Thanks.
That was Mark Harshman. His new book is called Following the Silence. West Virginia's poet laureate, Mark Harshman. You read that poem last week. I was practically standing backstage with my hand on my heart. Well, we're going to start the musical part of our show tonight with one of the great acoustic guitarists in the Celtic tradition and beyond. He's also a composer, singer, and producer, as well as an in-demand session player and touring musician. He grew up in Dublin in a musical family, and he first went on the road at age 16 with a band called Chanting House. He was a founding member of the Grammy-nominated Irish supergroup Solace and toured the world with them. He plays left-handed. You can't hear that on the radio, but it's true. And his rhythmic sensibility has an almost magical, immediately identifiable signature. He served as the band leader for the great Joan Baez. He's toured globally as a solo act and as a duo with a range of world-class musicians, including Karen Casey. And tonight, he is here with his friend Mick McAuley. Their latest recording together came out just this past year. Please welcome back to the stage with accordionist Mick McAuley, John Doyle.
Hello, everybody. And my age is 19. Many's a fine scrimmage and battle I've seen. Many's a fine battle sure I did undergo, commanded by our hero called General O'Rourke. Now O'Rourke, being tired for the want of sleep, gave the lady 5 guineas, his secret to keep. When she saw the money, it did tempt her so. She soon bought the cavalry and surrounded O'Rourke. When Onro saw them coming, well, he flew into the hall. He tried to escape, but could not at all. Surrounding him, they marched him in cold and in snow. Undaunted, 3 cheers, cried our hero Onro. Here's a hell to my wife and my children 3. My lands and my living I leave all to thee. My bridle and saddle to my son I bestowed. May he ride with the pride of his father Onro. Then up rode his sister, she was all dressed in green. A sword by her side, it was pointed and keen. She gave 3 cheers, and away she did go. I'll have my revenge for my brother Onro. Here's a hell to Tyrone, and long may she reign. Together we fought all in our domain. We fought them for hours, swept them to and fro. Commanded by our hero called General Onro. Commanded by our hero called General Onro. Well, it's fantastic to be part of this 40th celebration, and we're honoured. Give a big hand here for Mick McAuley, my fellow bandmate with Suzzy. That was a song called General Onro. It's one of the recent songs, recent history from the 1640s in Ireland, and about General Onro, the great general that fought at Benburb against Oliver Cromwell, one of our not liked people in Irish culture,
to say the least.
So Mick is going to give us a song here now. So.
How are you all doing? It's so great to be here with my old buddy John Doyle. I always love coming back here to Mountain Stage. I think this is my 3rd or 4th time back here, so it's so great to meet all the guys in the band here and all. The last time we were here was with the band Solace. We came through here, so it's lovely to be back. I grew up, for those of you who don't know, I come from a place in the southeast of Ireland called Kilkenny, and I was lucky enough in my youth Kilkenny is not far from a place called Carrick-on-Suir in County Tipperary, which is the birthplace of the great Clancy brothers, and so you may have heard of them. And they were a huge part of the ballad tradition when we were growing up. And my dad used to bring us up to this wonderful pub up in a place called Tullahocht, about 10 or 12 miles from where I grew up. Powers of Tullahocht, and it was a place that Liam Clancy loved to come and sing ballads, often unaccompanied, and we as kids would get to sit beside him and play our little tunes for him and listen to him. And so I was always inspired. Liam's particular passion, as well as all the wonderful ballads, he had a certain passion for sea shanties. And so I wrote this next song, Little Sea Shanty, and dedicated to the great Liam Clancy.
All ye sea dogs tough and torn, and I'll tell you all where I was born. On rocky ground, where corncrakes call far from this briny ocean. No sport nor play by side to warn, where the land's too wet for oats and corn. So I signed up on the quay one morn for life upon the ocean. And it's heave and ho, to sea we go for life upon the ocean. A farmer's life was not for me, with tax and tithes and clouts for free. So I strove out where a man can be, a salt upon the ocean. So give us strength and tame the sea, we're sailing out for victory, on board a ship that's taut and free, out here upon the ocean. And it's heave and ho, the sea we go for life upon the ocean. When we dock in Manias, his dark Brazilian rum for us, we'll drink to all things beauteous while off the briny ocean. 'Cause when we're off the stormy seas, we spend our money easily, and court fair maidens need the trees and drink their magic potions. And it's heave and ho, the sea we go for life upon the ocean. I'm old and frail in form, I make my way where I was born, to the rocky ground where corncrakes call far from this briny ocean. 'Cause it's heave and ho, to sea they'll go, that stormy main does ebb and flow, and younger bucks will come to know this life upon the ocean. And it's heave and ho, the sea we go for life upon the ocean. Yes, heave and ho, the sea we go for life upon the ocean. And it's heave and ho, the sea we go for life upon the ocean. Yes, heave and ho, the sea we go for life upon the ocean.
Thanks so much.
All right, we'll finish off our little segment here with a first of waltz that I wrote a couple of years back for the album that myself and Mick are on. And it's called Imogen's Waltz. and then followed by 2 of Mick's tunes.
Yeah, we're going to a couple of reels. The first one I called P.T. Max, after my brother, my younger brother. He's music mad still to this day. He doesn't play music, but he knows more about music than any of the rest of us family. And I dedicated it to him. And then the last one is called The Carrick Shock. Carrick Shock is a little townland not too far from where I grew up in South Kilkenny, and it was the site of a battle. Again, a small number of local men took up arms, pikes, and anything they could get their hands on to beat a little battalion of redcoats back in the day. So we're back to that again. These things have to be celebrated, and they are on an annual basis where I come from. So... This is to,
we were very successful at major defeats.
That's why we have to celebrate the few victories we had.
All right. Great to see you. Bye now.
All right. What can I tell you? Mick also plays, even accordion isn't the only thing he plays. He plays melodeon, concertina. He also plays whistles, plays guitar, and he played melodeon for Sting's Broadway show, The Last Ship, and was, as John said, in solace with him. So anyway, their album is called John Doyle and Mick McAuley. That was John Doyle and Mick McAuley. Well, it's time to welcome our singer, Julie Adams, to the show, and she'll be joined today, as always, by our great Mountain Stage band. That's Ron Soul. He's the leader of the band back there on acoustic guitar. Michael Lipton and Ryan Kennedy are our electric guitarists. Bob Thompson is at the piano. Steve Hill is playing bass. Ahmed Solomon is our drummer, and we are joined tonight by David Mayfield sitting in on mandolin.
That's me.
Julie's chosen a John Anderson song, great song, Seminole Wind. Please welcome Julie Adams.
Ever since the days of old, men would search for wealth untold. They'd dig for silver and for gold and leave the empty holes. Way down south in the Everglades, where the black water rolls and the sawgrass waves, the eagles fly and the otters play in the land of the Seminole. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling to you like a long lost friend. I know who you are. And blow, blow from the Okeechobee all the way up to Micanopy. Blow across the home of the Seminole, the alligators and the guard. Progress came and took its toll, and in the name of flood control, they made their plans and they drained the land. Now the glades are going dry. The last time I walked in the swamp, I sat upon a cypress stump. I listened close and I heard the ghost of Osceola cry. So blow, blow, Seminole wind, blow like you're never gonna blow again. I'm calling to you like a long lost friend, but I know who you are. And blow, blow from the Okeechobee all the way up to Micanopy. Blow across the home of the Seminole, the alligators and the guard.
That was Julie Adams with the Mountain Stage Band doing John Anderson's Seminole Wind. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Remember, if you missed part of Mountain Stage or you want to hear something again, visit the podcast section of mountainstage.org. Each podcast includes songs not heard on the radio and the complete finale song. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and leave a review wherever it is you listen. Next up on the show are two musicians who've been playing together for a long time. She is a songwriter who has written poignant, hilarious, and smart songs over a 40-year career. Her songs engage the audience, and the banter between them cements the relationship. Her specialty is the emotional roller coaster. She's the epitome of the live performance relationship with the audience that Mountain Stage is built on. Kenny White is Cheryl's longtime touring companion, a gifted pianist, guitarist, singer, songwriter, and producer. He's an in-demand session musician in New York and has produced a string of national commercials and also produced Sean Colvin's Grammy-nominated song, I Don't Know Why, among lots of other musical adventures. Kenny and Cheryl have a wonderful musical synergy and a deep mutual respect, and we're thrilled to have them back on our stage to celebrate our 40th anniversary. Cheryl will be out in a second, but to start the set, please welcome Kenny White.
Thanks. I never like to hear the town kill Kenny. Carillon bells chime in the mist. You want to give in, but you need to resist. Still you open the latch in case love shows up. One strike of the match and the whole thing goes up. You weep like a willow and you move like a cat. You're gonna put someone's heart out playing like that. Yesterday's kiss makes me shiver tonight. Something so crazy but perfectly right. And the jukebox is telling me I am just one in a lineup. Hey, where do I sign up? This bar is full of sad sacks, dogs on the loose, beer guts and bad backs from years of abuse. Hey, now don't take your freedom for granted. This song and these hats and the attitudes, man, I can't stand it. Surrounded by water, I'm holding the lifeline, but it keeps getting shorter. Look in this picture, the camera has caught her. 1 foot in paradise, one only sorta. I'm self-medicating, skating up hills. This wine is misleading, I brought the wrong pills. And the piano won't give me a thing that I need today. It's got a mind of its own, either I bleed or it's gonna play all the same crap that we've heard before, and we really don't need to hear anymore. You haven't cut me up bad enough yet. I got 1 or 2 veins that haven't been let. It's a prize fight, I barely can stand this. I'm still on my feet in the 10th, on my way to the canvas. till you pull me in. Your hands tactily reading my skin. I could count to infinity before I'd retire. This unholy trinity, you, me, and hell's fire. I'm staring at 4 kings and still wanna fold. I got so much to look at and nothing to hold. Well, I'm not gonna fight you if that's what you came for. You know how I feel, so if it's not the same for you, go. Now, cause love never wavers. If you don't see that, don't do me any favors. I wish I liked whiskey more than I do. It sure would help soften the volume of you. And I might have seen the clues from day one when you gave me your heart and 4,000 reasons to run. From day one, when you gave me your heart and 4,000 reasons to run. 4,000 reasons to run. 4,000 reasons to run. Thank you very much. That's a song from my most recent record called, Remember Records? It's called Long List of Priors. And how many people in this audience have CD players? 6. Well, you can buy CDs, and while you're streaming, you can read along and look at the pictures. We would appreciate that very much. I'd like to ask my friend and Kathy Mattea to come out and sing this duet with me. She's a brave one, too, because she's just heard this song for the first time a couple days ago. So thank you for taking the chance. The song was written in the throes of a relationship, when toward the end of a relationship, and things weren't going so well. I hope none of you can relate to that. Not a smoke in the pack, and the sky's turning black, and I'm trying to wash down this aching. So I drag off to bed with a prayer in my head for one night to pass without shaking. And where is the road that you said we come to? And where is the child my mother would hum to? And when will the future stop showing the past? I think I'll just turn out the light.
Took a vow to be true, and now look at you. chasing small girls with big shoes and punctured skin, staring blank with fatigue, 'cause you're out of your league. Are you sure it's your heart you're following? And how far is heaven? And how long to get there? And when did this pain cut so deep? Will you brush back my hair so I know that you're there? And hold me till I fall asleep. And how many years can we blow out the candles and still not understand
that love, like an old piece of cloth from the attic, just came apart in our hands?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kenny White. Well, now it's time to welcome Cheryl Wheeler to the stage. Please welcome, along with this Mountain Stage Band, and Kenny White. Cheryl Wheeler.
Hi, guys. Hi. How you doing? Hi, everybody. How are you? It is really, really, really good to be here. I cannot tell you. It's been, oh my, I've had a tough time of it of late, and I've been in rehab for more than a year, and I'm happy to tell you that I'm sober and very proud of it, and thank you. So, I love getting to do the Mountain Stage radio show. Every time I do it, I'm so excited, and it's always fun. It's always great to see everyone. And this song is a song I wrote because of being on this show, and I was on it one year. And there used to be an act that did this show a lot called the Twister Sisters. Yeah. And so I was here talking to one of those two sisters, Denny Bonet, and she was saying that before they started doing the Sunday radio show, they used to always go to estate sales. And she was telling me about that, and she said, and I quote now, "All you're really doing is going through dead people's houses." Well, you got to do something with that. You can't just so. Estate sale today from 1 o'clock to 4. You go and get ready. I'll go start the car. Better to be early, then we'll be the first in line. And you know how I love this. It's amazing what you'll find. Going through dead people's houses, wonderful things they have collected. Open the drawers and trunks and closets. Don't leave a corner uninspected. I'll head for the kitchen, you check out upstairs. Old postcards and pens and blue Fiesta ware. Shaving mugs and winged eyeglasses, giant plastic pins. Linen suits and flowered dresses, I'm so glad we got in. Going through dead people's houses, wonderful things they have collected. Open the drawers and trunks and closets, don't leave a corner uninspected. They just don't make them like
this, it's an incredible prize. We can hang it in the kitchen, she was just your size. It's a beautiful frame, and the picture's alright. Salt and pepper airplanes, and that deco light. Dead people's houses, wonderful things they have collected. Open the drawers and trunks and closets, don't leave a corner uninspected. Tonight we'll go home and sort through our array. We'll find the best spots to put things on display. Now you can't get this great stuff anymore, I don't know why. But I bet we'll make some young strangers happy when we die. Going through dead people's houses, wonderful things they have collected. Open the drawers and trunks and closets, don't leave a corner uninspected. Thank you, wonderful band. That never happened before, that my finger pick fell off in this song. Okay, so now this song, Kenny and I have been traveling together for centuries, but we've been doing shows together and stuff since the 70s, and since I was in my 70s, and we're together so much that I've taken to jokingly calling him my husband. Certainly that's as close to having a husband as I'm ever going to get, and turns out I liked it a whole lot better than I thought I would. So we were really fried. We were in some town on the West Coast, and we had been in a casino hotel the night before, which just was really creepy and weird. And I remembered, do you remember that cologne called English Leather? Yeah, when I was in junior high school in the 1840s, English Leather, it's all the boys just all wore English Leather, and then it disappeared from the face of the earth. And now we know where it went. It went to the Casino Hotel in Northern California because, oh my God, it was just horrible. So we couldn't wait to get out of there. So that the morning we were leaving to head on to wherever we were going, I called home, and my wife was feeling very poorly, and she was cranky and everything, and I'd been gone for a while. So she and I had this, cranky little conversation, and neither of us got a thing we wanted out of that. And I hooked up a few minutes later with Kenny in the lobby, and I made a comment to him which struck us both as, oh my God, that sounds like a country song title. Except it could never be. No way. So you got to do that. So I had to write the song, and I wanted to write it as if the songwriter believed that I wanted to write as if the songwriter believed that this song was going to be a huge country sensation. Out here on the road, it is just suitcase and guitar, and we mostly love the shows and laugh our heads off in the car. My darling sweeties, sick at home, our calls all trouble and strife. And so now I like my husband better than my wife. Now darling, I know you know this is just a quirky line, a ploy to turn some ASCAP moolah into yours and mine. And we don't even need to keep the rhyming too precise. And now I like my husband better than my wife. And it will make it on to hats and t-shirts, bumper stickers too. We'll hear insider rumors about him and me and you. That soothing voice of Toby Keith's will cut this like a knife. Now I like my husband better than my wife. And we'll take a verse to mention church and pick up trucks at late. Barroom brawls and Suey calls, how a good heart breaks. And we'll remember Mama's warnings that the ways of sin are rife. And end with now I like my husband better than my wife. Oh, now I like my husband better than my wife. Thank you, you wonderful band. Thanks very much. Thank you. My father was born on September 7th of 1915. And I'm getting old, so I guess you've noticed. And it's just, my grandfather was born in the 1860s. Good Lord. So at the approach of my father's 75th birthday, I was thinking of what a milestone that is in your life. It doesn't seem like such a milestone anymore, but, I'm 72, so anyway. But when he was turning 75, I was thinking about that, and I wanted to write him a song. And he grew up on a farm in Maryland, not far from where I grew up in Maryland, in the same little town called Timonium, Maryland. And he was a wonderful guy, and this is a song I wrote for his 75th birthday. In the year of the yellow cab, the shadow of the Great World War, the third kid Grandma had came into this world on a rolling farm in Maryland when Wilson was the president. As summer blew her goodbye through the trees. And child of changing time, growing up between the wars, Fords rolled off the line, bars all closed their doors. And I imagine you back then with snap-brim hat and farmer's tan, where horses drew their wagons through the fields. And now the fields are all 4 lanes, and the moon's not just a name. Are you more amazed at how things change, or how they stay the same? And do you sit here on this porch and wonder how the time flies by? Or does it seem to barely creep along? With 75 Septembers come and go, were the fields all gold and fawn? Was the spring house dark and cool? Did the rooster crow at dawn when they got you up for school? And would you tell me once again the tales of Granddad's hired men, and how they drove the old dirt road to town? 'Cause now the fields are all 4 lanes, and the moon's not just a name.
Are you more amazed at how things change, or how they stay the same? And do you sit here on this porch and wonder how the time flies by? Or does it seem to barely creep along? With 75 Septembers come and gone. In the year of the yellow cab, shadow of the Great World War.
Kenny White, thank you all so much. It is wonderful to be here. Thank you.
Woo! Both of them write songs that will make you cry and make you laugh and everything in between. Kenny's latest album is called Long List of Priors, and Cheryl's latest is Pointing at the Snow. That was Cheryl Wheeler and Kenny White. We hope you'll take a look at our website, mountainstage.org. There you'll find links to our podcast, and you can follow us on just about every form of social media. And of course, we invite you to follow us to our next live show. You can find out where we'll be and get your tickets at mountainstage.org. Our next guest is a Nashville native. You never hear people say that word. Nashville native who started playing guitar at 10 and writing songs at 17 when he got inspired by Jason Isbell's album Southeastern. His mom's from Ireland. Her name is Fiona Wheeland, and summers spent over there with her family, along with 10 years camping at Bonnaroo, were both big influences. He's the son of the great John Prine, and he said that when his dad died in April of 2020, he just fell head over heels into songwriting as a way to work through all the emotions. And he found his own calling in the process. He says he doesn't think of his father's legacy as a shadow he's standing in. It's more like a shadow that's walking alongside him. And he's determined to establish his own voice as a songwriter. He's already done a good job at that with his debut album, which is called This Far South on Nameless Night Records. Please welcome, for the first time to the Mountain Stage, Tommy Prine.
How's it going, everybody? It's quite the honor to be here tonight. Thank y'all so much for joining us. I'll play a couple songs that aren't necessarily on the album, but one or two of them maybe. This first one's called Holding On to More.
They say to treat yourself with kindness, like that's all I had to do. And did they ever see the kindness that I always had for you? So where's the road when I can't see it? And all the signs are broken down. Should I guess the curves and secrets, or buy a home outside of town? One is better than the other, and while the other still sounds nice, give this letter to my mother, and all it says is you were right. I wish I wrote it all down in a journal I found, stained in all the time that I lost. A dog left in the pound isn't funny or profound. It's just the way the things turned out to be. I guess I'm holding on to more than a memory. Well, God, I wish that I was stronger when I picked up the phone. 'Cause now I miss when it took longer, when we would take the shortcut back home. But that's a long time away now. There ain't much that I can do but listen to turtles all the way down. I pretend that I am with you. But there's a lesson when you need it. There's always more when you don't. So where's the road when I can't see it? Will it take me back home? I wish I wrote it all down in a journal I found, staining all the time that I lost. A dog left in the pound isn't funny or profound. It's just the way the things turned out to be. I guess I'm holding on to more than a memory. I guess I'm holding on to more than a memory.
Thank you. So, as you heard, or I'm sure you already know, my dad, John Prine, passed away in April of 2020. I was 24 at the time when I lost my dad, and it's hard to lose a parent no matter what age you are, you know, but it kind of sucks when you're 24. It's not an easy thing to go through. And I just had so many things going on in my head. I didn't really know how to get them out, and I was always kind of waiting for that song to come out, the song about losing my dad. And I think the message that I wanted to get across with this one is that I do recognize that in 2020, the world lost one of the greatest songwriters to ever do it. But ultimately, on that day, I lost my dad. And I wrote this song called By the Way. It's on my album, This Far South.
And I don't wanna move the shoes I keep in the back of my car, the ones you got me at 17 when Mom thought I moved way too far. By the way, I wish I stayed and unpacked all of my bags. All those times I'll always miss are the times that we've never had. And can I breathe all of me into bottle and throw it in the sea. And by the way, people say I look just like you. And I don't wanna think about the excuses that I made. All those nights I should have just sat down and played spades. Don't keep all that in your heart. Well, son, it'll just drag you down. And even if you fight it or don't like it, the world will keep spinning around. Can I breathe all of me into a bottle and throw it in the sea? By the way, people say I look just like you. And I don't wanna talk about the day that you slipped away. And it's still hard to hear your voice in the songs we used to sing. Well, I miss you and I love you, and some things won't ever change. And although you're gone, the world moves along. There's a part of you that will remain. Can I breathe all of me into a bottle and throw it in the sea? And by the way, people say I look just like you. By the way, people say I look just like you.
So this one is always a bit of a stab in the dark, but do we have any Lord of the Rings fans in the house tonight? Okay, thank you. You'd be surprised. I go to some places and there's like a whole bunch of people in the room and I'm like, any Lord of the Rings fans? And there's just crickets all across the crowd. I'm like, great, so you guys won't get this next one. Growing up, I have two older brothers, Jack and Jody. Jack is about 10 months older than me, and Jody's about 12 years older than me, and they always, they bonded over watching football. And I like football, don't get me wrong. Like, I'll watch the game with you, drink a beer, be like, yeah, touchdown, let's go. But I'm not going to, like, sit down and chat statistics with you necessarily after the game. But mainly because when I was a kid, I was just totally absorbed into Lord of the Rings, and as a fully grown man, I'm still totally absorbed into Lord of the Rings. And I don't know what it was when I was a kid. I just always looked up to Gandalf. He's the old, wise wizard that is a part of the group. And I just always wanted to be like that when I was an old man. Like the guy that everyone's like, all right, let's go, Gandalf's here. Like, we're going to be okay, you know? Anyways, this song's called Gandalf.
Talking to my baby in the bed, she said it's late. The ring that's on her finger reflects light across her face. It makes me feel like floating on a rock in outer space. It's everything I wanted. Well, somewhere in my 20s I put down all the drugs, started looking at my life and found it's better than it was. A ghost could find a home in any man on their stuff. No wonder I was haunted. So don't feel bad for me. I'll find myself eventually. So when I clean my act up, I scored other things, like memories and trilogies, like Lord of the Rings. It took my mind off sad stuff like all that time will bring, and it got so exhausting. It's kinda like when Gandalf came back wearing all white and told that crazy story how he made it through the night. If he can do it, anyone can see the other side, but you gotta really want it. So don't feel bad for me. I'll find myself eventually. So don't feel bad for me. I'll find myself eventually.
Well, folks, I got one more for you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Again, thank you so much, everyone here at the Mountain Stage. Such an honor to be here. I had a great time. Hope you guys did as well. This is the most recent song that I've written just about like a month ago or so. It's called Long Way Down. And when I was writing it, is that I love my job so much, and I feel like I'm the luckiest man in the world that I get to do this for a living. And I think the main reason why is because music is one of the great loves of my life. And I think any other singer-songwriter or artist, or a lot of you folks that just like to come and sit and listen to live music, would agree that music is one of the great loves of our life. Only thing is, last summer I got married. And I found the human form of the love of my life. But the thing about those two things is that they kind of take me away from the other one. If I'm living out my childhood dreams and I'm somewhere in Amsterdam sharing my songs with people I otherwise would never meet. 3,000 miles away is my heart, my home, my wife. And if I'm sitting on the couch with my wife and my cat and my dog and we're watching Disney movies, I like Disney movies, I'm like, why am I not touring right now? Why am I not playing at the mountain stage? So I'm always kind of in this little limbo in between something that I always love. And I wrote a song kind of about that. It's called Long Way Down.
Sure, the moon will find us somewhere, hiding in a breath. Is it me who's leaving, or have you already left? I wanna work it out, but I need a little rest from sitting in a park across a stranger playing chess. Lord, it's a long my feet at the ground. I used to be a meteor, falling to its death, leaving trails of light as I wish for all the best. If you were in the cosmos, I'd spend 1,000 nights diving into wormholes, hoping you're on the other side. Lord, it's a long way down to my feet at the ground. I know I'm lost inside my head and can't say how I feel. I'm working on my purpose like a blacksmith hitting steel. I promise that my word is bond, a soldier on a shield, carried all the way back home to lie in a little field. Lord, it's a long way down to my feet hit the ground.
My name's Tommy Prine. Thank y'all so much.
He was named one of Amazon Music's 2023 Breakthrough Artists to Watch. And this last year, he's been playing his own shows. He's opened for Tyler Childers. And on March 29th, about 2 weeks from when this airs, he'll be opening for Jason Isbell in Atlanta. His album is This Far South on Nameless Night Records. That was Tommy Prine. We'd like to say a special hello to you right now if you're listening over WNIJ in DeKalb, Illinois. And hello to those of you listening on our West Virginia Public Broadcasting flagship station, WVPB in Charleston, West Virginia, right here. We're glad to have you listening, and we hope you can join us next week as we come to you from Morgantown, West Virginia, with the Steel Wheels, Leslie Mendelson, Maddie Diaz, Peter One, and Upstate. This is Kathy Mattea, and you're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. Mountain Stage is supported in part by this station and by West Virginia Public Broadcasting. Hotel accommodations for Mountain Stage guests are provided by the Charleston, West Virginia Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston's retail district. This is Mountain Stage from NPR. again, and welcome to the second hour of Mountain Stage. I'm Kathy Mattea, and I'm so glad you joined us. We are celebrating our 40th season of live performance radio right here at our home in Charleston, West Virginia, the Culture Center Theater, where the show was founded back in 1983. It's been a special show so far, and we're only halfway through. Still to come, the remarkable James McMurtry makes his 15th appearance on Mountain Stage. He's been coming to see us since the late 80s, and we'll have him back anytime he wants. But we're going to start this second hour with a mother and daughter duo who have both been making music most of their lives. Suzzy Roche is a singer, songwriter, performer, author, and founding member of the renowned vocal group The Roches. She has written music for TV and film, and for over 20 years has been part of an experimental theater group called the Worcester Group. Lucy Wainwright Roche is an acclaimed singer-songwriter, the daughter of Suzzy and Loudon Wainwright III. She's carved out her own career as a recording and touring artist with 5 acclaimed solo records and a solid following across the U.S. and Europe. Their vocal blend is unmistakably family harmony, and their straightforward conversational phrasing makes their insightful lyrics shine. Their latest record, their third together, is called I Can Still Hear You, which Folk Alley has called an album for our times. It's also been called magical and magnificent and shimmering perfection. Please welcome to the Mountain Stage, Suzzy Roche and Lucy Wainwright Roche.
Thank you. Well, hi, everybody. I'm Lucy Wainwright Roche.
And I'm her mother.
Hey, how are you? It's been quite some time. A couple more gray hairs, deep worry lines. I hope you don't mind. This whole world's been turning upside down, it seems. Been heavy on the heart, the sadness and the darkness. Welcome to my dreams. Worrying, I've been worrying, biting all my fingernails, standing on an empty shore, wondering if my ship has sailed. But I say, hey, how are you? I can't believe you're here. Looking in your eyes, is that what I've been missing? It's great to see you, dear. But I know you've been worrying, waking up in the middle of the night, worrying, holding on to a shaky life. Hey, how are you? It's been quite some time. A couple of more gray hairs, deep worry lines. I hope you don't mind. Worrying, I've been worrying, biting all my fingernails, standing on wondering if my ship has sailed. But hey,
Thank you so much. We're so happy to be here. The last time we played for Mountain Stage, we did it remotely during the pandemic. That was a new kind of a thing. And so it's been really exciting, looking forward to coming back here in person and seeing all these wonderful people and celebrating 40 years of Mountain Stage. We've been really looking forward to it.
It's like a family.
Yeah. And we've been like, it's the end of the year, and Mountain Stage, the show's at the end of the year, and we can't wait, and we're going, and we're driving, and we're... And then I lost my voice this week. So that should be fun for all of us.
We'll see what
We'll
happens.
see what happens, yeah. This song is called In Relation to Disaster. Well, in relation to disaster, we are living, pushing paper ever faster than the sun. Count them, every measure, every page that has a number. Now it's evening in the city once again. Safety is a stranger until one day. Let's just break each other's hearts this way. Go ahead and tell me what you won't say. Let's just break each other's hearts this way. So this is where it comes to pass. Tile floors and mirror glass, and I'm not sure you'll remember, but I will. In the morning, I can tell you, I can sell you, I can try to anyway. And then our next day will begin. Safety is a stranger until one day. Let's just break each other's hearts this way. Go ahead and tell me what you won't say. Let's just break each other's hearts this way. Let's just break each other's hearts this way. Go ahead and tell me what you won't say. Let's just break each other's hearts this way.
Well, this next song is one that I wrote, and, you know, considering my advanced age, I was thinking I should write a swan song. So I sat down to write a swan song, but it turned into something else. It turned into a swan/duck song.
To the pond today, looking for the swan, but the swan had turned into a duck. Tough case, bad luck. What happened to the long smooth neck, elegance and grace? Bad case of duck face. Couple of feathers strewn across the grass. The duck looked up at me, afraid to ask what happened to me. I fumbled for the words to say, well, something had to give. It's what happens when you live. Feathers come and feathers go. There's one thing you should know. Birds of a feather together flow. From now on, no swan will be your friend. There'll be plenty of ducks around the bend, but only when you swim the muddy water with your 2 duck feet. Your strange new heart doesn't even recognize its beat. Ba 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 ba, 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 ba 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 ba. Months went by before I went back looking for the duck, but the duck wasn't in the muck. There was no quack back, no more duck. I turned my eyes up to the sky. I thought I heard the song of a tiny bird singing good luck. The duck said, look at me, guess now I'm a hummingbird. You never really know what's next on that, I'll put my word. Remember when I swam the muddy water with my 2 duck feet. My strange new heart didn't even recognize its beat. Ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. think I'm going to do one alone now.
Oh, okay.
Well, does anyone have any questions or comments so far? How many of you guys ever played in a marching band? Wow, that's a lot. I grew up in Manhattan, in New York, and I didn't really know about marching bands. There was no grass for football or marching or anything, so I didn't really know about it. And then when I went to college, I came to college in Ohio, and I experienced a bunch of things there that I'd never encountered so much before, like a Dairy Queen. And I learned to drive because I had never learned to drive in New York, and I had a deeper relationship with corn than I ever had before. And one of the things that happened, I made friends with these people whose son played Little League, and I got to go to like some Little League games in the summer at the rec park. I'd never been to anything like that before, and it was amazing. One night I remember after the game, everybody went to the Dairy Queen, and then all the players were there in their baseball outfits eating ice cream on a beautiful summer night, and then the sheriff drove up, and he got out of his cruiser, and out of the back seat of his cruiser he got out 2 kittens. And then he brought them over and he gave the kittens to 2 of the children. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? Where are we? Everything has become so wholesome for a moment. So anyway, that little boy grew up, went to high school, and then he started to play in the marching band, in the high school marching band. And then I got to go to those games and see him play. So this song is for you marching band folks. The morning bus will come to take you down the country road to the farthest side of town. Later on the field behind the school, it will be bright when you play a snare drum solo in the Friday football light. The station on the corner has fired another clerk, but the strike is over and the teachers are back to work. The boy next door has gone to war, he's the next in an 8-year fight, and you'll play a snare drum solo in the Friday football light. Little man, are you the heir to an empty hand? Oh, no one is sure what we'll be fighting for next. Little boy, are you the heir to a plastic toy? With hair like that, you know nobody can see your eyes. You've heard it from your mother, if once, then 1,000 times. You like it long, freedom belongs to the red, the blue, the white, when you play a snare drum solo in the Friday football light. And the jokes you hear, well, who knows what they mean? There are the kids at school and the kids behind the screen. At home at night, your parents fight, and well, neither one is right. You'll play a snare drum solo in the Friday football light. Little man, are you the heir to an empty hand? Oh, no one is sure what we'll be fighting for next. Little boy, are you the heir to a plastic Do you know who you are or how you'll know? You lay in bed last night and listened to the season's first snow. Upon the roof you'll tell the truth someday, but for tonight you'll play a snare drum solo in the Friday football light. You'll play a snare drum solo in the Friday football light. Thank you.
Well, here's a song. This is really exciting for us because we're going to do this song that we've never done before. And that's always really terrifying. But it is coming up on Christmas time. And this is kind of a Christmas song. It may be a little bit of a dark Christmas song. I was talking with my friend Michael O'Keefe, and we were talking about how this was maybe last year, talking about how Christmas was coming, and he said, you know, I really have a lot of trouble with Christmas, and I feel bad most of the time around Christmas. We started talking about it, and we just started talking about how, you know, there's such pressure to have a nice time, but if you have a sort of a troubled past with Christmas, it can be very painful. So this song goes out to people who might have trouble with it.
The lone star in the sky isn't beckoning kings. Still the snowy hills wanna know what I'll bring. The old Christmas photos are more like ghosts, faded and worn, forgotten almost. Some pray for money, some pray to be free. I pray in the shadow of old memories. Marshmallow yams, you made them best. We made a racket, but you know who made a mess. Christmas, but don't you know I'm missing you? Candy canes, broken dishes, sugar plums, and all my love too. The lone star in the sky isn't calling me home. Still the snowy hills haunt me where I roam. The old Christmas photos, sad-eyed ghosts singing in silence, forgotten almost. Can't come home for Christmas, but don't you know I'm missing you? Silver bells, strung out wishes, sugar plums, and all my love too.
We'll probably never forget that we sang that here. It's just such an interesting thing when you play the song for the first time. Well, here's a song I have to sing by myself. I don't know who else could sing it, really, but me. A weird thing happened to me about 2 years ago. I got married. And, well, yeah, but it's just that I got married to the same guy I've been living with for 35 years. And, you know, I don't know what happened. I just caved, you know. It was all these years, and then finally I said, okay. But, you know, I hope you won't be sorry. But anyway, this is a little song that I wrote for him. There's a guy in red sneakers, lives in this place. He has dark brown eyes and an old baby face. He wears a backwards baseball cap, and I tiptoe around when he takes a nap. Over there, socks on the chair, on the back of the doorknob, his underwear. He's 60 years old and he works like an ox, a man of few words who thinks out of the box. He likes to eat cookies and drink cheap champagne. He washes the windows and unclogs the drain. Won't take the garbage out, won't eat brown rice. He's braver than Tarzan, frightened of mice. It's been 20-some years we've rattled around in this apartment somewhere downtown. At times people ask me, what's up with us? The question blows by me like wizard dust. You'd think by now I'd know who he is, but I'd probably fail if there were a quiz. When he walks in the room, he never says hi, just opens the door and sings the word why. He only eats egg whites, never the yolks, and I laugh out loud at most of his jokes. I don't understand him, but oh, never mind. If there's one thing about him, he's kind. I've had my troubles, I've had my mojo. I go up and down like a child's yo-yo. One thing's for sure, there's no place like home, especially when you live with a poem. Someone who can't be explained or pinned down, who picks up your heart when it falls on the ground. There's a guy in red sneakers, lives in this place. He has dark brown eyes and an old baby face. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for having us, everybody at Mountain Stage, and for letting us be a part of this great show tonight. And we would like to ask you, would you like to sing? Yeah, oh, great. Okay, well, we're going to have a sing-along. You're going to know this song. And we'd like to ask Kathy and Julie to sing with us, too. I am just a poor boy, though my story is seldom told. I have squandered my resistance with a pocket full of mumbles, such are promises. All lies in jest, still a man hears what he wants to hear.
and disregards the rest. When I left my home and my family, I was no more than a boy in the company of strangers, in the quiet of a railway station, running scared, laying low, seeking out the poorer quarters where the ragged people go, looking for the places only they would know. Ready? Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Take it away, Kathy.
Asking only workman's wages. I come looking for a job, but I get no offers. Just to come on from the whores on 7th Avenue.
I do declare there were times when I was so lonesome. I took some comfort there. La 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 la. Now the years are rolling by me. They are rocking evenly. I am older than I once was, younger than I'll be. That's not unusual. Though it isn't strange, after changes upon changes, we are more or less the same. After changes, we are more or less the same.
Are you going to sing? Wait. Are you going to sing? All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4.
Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie.
Oh. Then I'm laying out my winter clothes, wishing I was gone, going home, where the New York City winters aren't bleeding me, leading me to going home. In the clearing stands a boxer and a fighter by his trade, and he carries a reminder of every glove that laid him down or cut him till he cried out in his anger and his shame, I am leaving, but the fighter still remains. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Lie, 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 lie. Thank you all very much. Thank you, guys.
It occurred to me that for some of us, touring with our mom or touring with our daughter would not go well. But it's clear to see that these two take joy in each other's company. Their latest album is I Can Still Hear You. And as a little aside, it has guest vocals on it by the Indigo Girls. That was Suzzy Roche and Lucy Wainwright Roche. It's time for our piano player, Bob Thompson, to do a number for you. Bob is going to play a song called Lady First. It's an original that he wrote himself. Please welcome Bob Thompson. You can find his music at colortones.com. That was Bob Thompson with a song he wrote called Lady First. You're listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. If you have questions or suggestions for us, our email address is feedback@mountainstage.org. You can also connect with us on Facebook and X, formerly Twitter. And peek behind the scenes on our Instagram if you like. You can find all those links at our website, mountainstage.org. We're going to close the show tonight with a Master of the Story song. He counts among his admirers Jason Isbell, John Mellencamp, and Stephen King. Among his many accolades are Grammy nominations and Album of the Year and Song of the Year wins from the AMA. He grew up as the son of an English teacher and a novelist, and he's channeled those influences into songwriting. He says he considers himself a novelist. He just does it with songs rather than prose. He got his first guitar at 7 and started writing songs as a teenager. His latest album is The Horses and the Hounds on New West Records. He's been on Mountain Stage many times since he first joined us in 1989, and we are thrilled to have him back as a part of our 40th anniversary celebration. Please welcome James McMurtry.
The gates of the schoolyard are padlocked and chained to keep all the children in out of the rain. The art teacher's preaching the virtues of pastel shades. You pay no attention, but it won't hurt your grades. You're painting by numbers, connecting the dots. They don't have to tell you, you don't call the shots. You jump when they say jump, you don't ask how high. 'Cause painting by numbers, they know you'll get by. Painting by numbers, they know you'll get by. You take a position in the old man's sperm. He signs all the papers, you agree to the terms. And they let you run errands, you don't get days off. You take out the garbage and hope it pays off. You're painting by numbers, connecting the dots. You work from the neck down, you don't call the shots. You jump when they say jump. You don't ask how high. 'Cause painting by numbers, you know you'll get by. Painting by numbers, you know you'll get by. You might be in grad school up at MIT. You might be down in the canal zone being all that you can be. You might get to thinking you're ahead of the game. When you break it all down, it all comes out the same. You're painting by numbers, connecting the dots. You work from the neck down, you don't call the shots. You jump when they say jump. You don't ask how high. 'Cause painting by numbers, you know you'll get by. We're painting by numbers, connecting the dots. We work from the neck down as often as not. We jump when they say jump. We don't ask how high. 'Cause painting by numbers, we know we'll get by. Painting by numbers, we know we'll get by. Painting by numbers, we know we'll get by. Thank you. Where you going with your head hung down? Papers blowing through the streets of town. They've already taken all of your posters down. Didn't take them long once the orders came down. Sunrise off the lake shining in your eyes, shining on the wasted and the wise. And all you hear ringing in your ears are bald-faced lies that scream like the gulls in that smoke-stained amber sky. Fly back to the nest if it helps at all. St. Mary of the Woods in the early fall. Leaves are turning on the Wabash now, and the children sing for you. They sing a song of your dreams come true.
Where you going? Brandy on your breath. Bottles open, spilled across the desk. Snifters broken, smashed against the wall. Just the way you're standing says it all. You hung the sign out, please do not disturb. Your driver's waiting out front on the curb. Write it off as one more half-sold show. If they've already seen your best, they can do without the rest, don't you know? Fly back to the nest if it helps at all. St. Mary of the Woods in the early fall. Leaves are turning on the Wabash now, and the children sing for you. They sing a song of your dreams come true. Thank you. My son graduated college in Yonkers. I was trying to get back to Islip, and Google Maps sent me across the Whitestone Bridge, which I didn't know existed because back in the Rand McNally days, we just took Throg's Neck. But I got stuck on the bridge and I got a song out of it. New Mexico's lost on the back streets of Austin. Carolina keeps all her thoughts to herself. Tennessee's tight and he will not stop talking. Somebody shush him, for I have to myself. Wrote that verse for the kids, but I never did sing it. I filed it away and forgot it in time. My old guitar sits in the back bedroom closet next to the shotgun I got when I was 9. And if I had any sense, I'd be way across the Whitestone. I might as well sit here a while before I start. So when the 5:30 rush hits the Cross Island Parkway, it's not for the squeamish or the gentle of heart. I'd be stuck on the bridge at the right lane at sunset, watching the boats with their snowy white sails, watching the sun sinking over the projects, laundry hung out off the balcony rails. And where are you now, my long secret love? Where have you gone in your glamorous life? Where are you now as the moon comes a-rising? Are you somebody's love? Are you somebody's wife? And these are the best days. These are the best days. Y'all put your money away. I got the round. Here's to all you strangers, the Mets and the Rangers. Long may we thrive on the Long Island Sound. I don't know what goes on in those crumbling brick buildings on the same planet in a whole nother world. I got a bay boat and a 401k, 2 cars in the driveway, 2 boys and a girl. Doesn't seem like that long since we came up from Tulsa. Been here 6 years and most likely will stay. The company's not bad as the companies go. They still got the health plan and they're raising my pay. And the kids all play soccer like nobody's business. My grandmother says we're just letting them fall through. They don't go to church and we're not gonna make them. They all drop their R's like the Islanders do. And these are the best days. These are the best days. You boys put your money away. I got the round. Here's to all you strangers, the Mets and the Rangers. Long may we thrive on the Long Island Sound. I remember her singing from that dusty old hymnal. Smelled like tobacco from Granddaddy's pipe. That old rugged cross till she shook down the shingles. You never heard such a noise in your life. And I had a tire run low, so I dug through the glove box. I needed the manual to locate the jack. Found a couple old picks and a 20-gauge shot shell left from a dove hunt a couple years back. And these are the best days. These are the best days. Y'all put your money away. I got the round. Here's to all you strangers, the Mets and the Rangers. Long may we thrive on the Long Island Sound. Long may we thrive on the Long Island Sound. New Mexico's lost on the back streets of Austin. Carolina keeps all her thoughts to herself. I live in the town of Lockhart, Texas, it's just big enough that I can stand to live there. About 15,000. But it's small enough that you go out at night and all the age groups mix because there's not enough bars for everybody to separate out. And got into a discussion with some young people the other day, like, barely 30. Just old enough for Abby Hoffman to have mistrusted them. And they said they didn't know if they were going to vote because they weren't inspired by any of the candidates. And I remember what it's like to be young. I wasn't inspired by any candidate in 1980. But I've been kicking myself ever since for not voting because I didn't like the result and I don't get to gripe about it. That's a lot of kicking. I think maybe voting for the lesser of two evils better than not getting to vote. Had to say something while I was tuning you. Must be a cold front coming. 'Cause I saw the eastbound C&O, and the coal cars were dusted with a half-inch of snow. And that boy'll drive me crazy. I don't know what I'll do with him. The school will be out tomorrow if that cold front comes in. Calling out to the dying daylight, where the shadows of the mountains are bringing on the night. And the old folks like to whisper, he favors your side in his face. But when he gets a little older, he's gonna lead a merry chase. And I'm all alone, it's alright. It isn't gonna wound my pride. If anyone can claim they're alright, so can I. So can I. And I wrecked the El Camino, would have been DWI. So I just walked off and left it laying on its side. And the troopers found it in the morning, and they said it's purely luck I wasn't killed. I probably ought to quit my drinking, but I don't believe I will. And I'm all alone, it's alright. It isn't gonna wound my pride. If anyone can claim they're alright, so can I. So can I. He used to ask about you about 1,000,000 times a day. I got so tired of trying to answer, I just turned my head away. Now he don't pay me much attention. He's not asking anymore. I guess he'd probably know you if you walked back in the door. Calling out to the empty night, watching as the snowflakes come dancing round the light, dancing up against the window like they're peeking through the glass. They hover for a moment, then they fall on past. Calling out This song goes out to the memory of Max Crawford. He was a Probably the best novelist to ever come out of Floydada, Texas. Maybe the only novelist. I stole Max's story for this song, but Floydada didn't fit the meter, unfortunately. Had to move Max's hometown. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for coming out, and thank everybody here at Mountain Stage for having me back again. And you got a good thing here. Support it. Flatter than a tabletop, makes you wonder why they stopped here. Wagon must have lost a wheel, or they lacked ambition one. In the great migration west, separated from the rest, though they might have tried their best, they never caught the sun. So they sunk some roots down in this dirt to keep from blowing off the earth. They built a town right here, and when the dust had all but cleared, they called it Level Land. The pride of man, Level Land. Granddad grew dryland wheat, stood on his own 2 feet. His mind went incomplete, and they put him in the home. Daddy's cotton grows so high, sucks the water table dry. The center pivot circles by, bleeding it to the bone. And I won't be here when there comes a day it all dries up and blows away. I'd hang around just to see, but they've never had much use for me in Level Land. They don't understand me out in Level Land. And I watch those jet trails carving up that big blue sky. Coast to coasters, watch them go. And I don't blame them one damn bit if they never look down on this. Not much down here they'd want to know. It's just Level Land. Far as you can point your hand, nothing but Level Land. Mama used to roll her hair back before the central air. We'd sit outside and watch the stars at night. She'd tell me to make a wish. I'd wish we both could fly. I don't think she's seen the sky since we got the satellite dish. And I can hear the marching band doing the best they can to play smoke on the water, joy to the world. I paid up all my debts, got some change left over yet, and I'm getting on a whisper jet, gonna fly as far as I can get from Level Land. Done the best I can out in Level Land. Thank you so much. That'll be good.
Oh my gosh. Rolling Stone calls him one of America's greatest living songwriters. His latest album is The Horses and the Hounds on New West Records. That was James McMurtry. Our thanks to James McMurtry, to Suzzy Roche and Lucy Wainwright Roche. Thank you to Tommy Prine, to Cheryl Wheeler and Kenny White, and to John Doyle and Mick McAuley, and to our poet laureate, Mark Harshman. Our thanks to those of you out there listening on the radio, because without you, there'd be no Mountain Stage. We never forget that. I hope you'll come back next week for the Steel Wheels, Leslie Mendelson, Matty Diaz, Peter One, and Upstate. Mountain Stage is produced by Larry Gross and Adam Harris. Senior producer is Jeff Shirley. Associate producers are John Ingram and Mallory Richards. We're engineered by Patrick Stevens, Richie Collins, Jim Raines, Scott Robinson, and Greg McGowan. With production assistance by Michael Lipton, Mary Lee, Lance Schrader, Chris Mead, Don London, Kelly Lassiter, Jen Brown, Ella Burnside, and Tony Patterson. Photographic services by Chris Morris. Promotion is coordinated by Mallory Richards, John Ingram, and Music in Motion Promotions. Special thanks to Mountain Stage members Walter and Sean Williams for their generous support. Lodging is provided by the Marriott Town Center Hotel, centrally located for the business and pleasure traveler in downtown Charleston. Mountain Stage was founded by Andy Ridenour, Francis Fisher, and Larry Gross. Why don't you go out and hear some live music wherever you are just as soon as you can? You've been listening to Mountain Stage, live performance radio from the Mountain State of West Virginia. All right, we're going to do this classic John Prine song for you now. I am an old woman named after my mother. My old man is another child that's grown old. If dreams were lightning and thunder were desire, this old house would have burned down a long time ago. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an Oreo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. All right, Bob Thompson on the keys. David Mayfield. Ryan Kennedy. Michael Lipton. Julie Adams.
When I was a young girl, had me a cowboy. Weren't much to look at, just a free rambling
Larry
man.
That was a long time, no matter how I tried. The years just flowed by like a broken down dam. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one
hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go. All right, John Doyle. Mick McAuley. Kenny White on the keys. Cheryl Wheeler.
Flies in the kitchen, I can hear them there buzzing, and I ain't done nothing since I woke up today.
James McMurtry.
How the hell can a person go to work in the morning and come home in the evening and have nothing to say?
Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go. One more. Make me an angel that flies from Montgomery. Make me a poster of an old rodeo. Just give me one thing that I can hold on to believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Oh, tag it. To believe in this living is just a hard way to go. Thank you all so much. Hey, y'all, hang on for 1 second. We're going to take a picture. Stay where you are because we're going to take a quick snapshot. Come on, while we're... Oh, yeah.
Major funding for Mountain Stage is provided by Bailey Glasser and by the West Virginia Department of Tourism. This is NPR.